So if you were to give a recommendation to the audience here of how they could start an alliance or start a successful call group similar to what would you advise them in a nutshell of how to go about in doing that?
I think the first step is to identify people of influence that has a passion for that mission. That's the most important. These guys, we share some of the same passions. We want a healthy city. We want a healthy community. So that's crucial to have those people that have that same passion. Would you agree, Pastor? Yeah. Also, when you assemble, you have to come in with the mindset of knowing, okay, as I said earlier, it's work. I like to think of it as Rocky Balboa before he excelled. Rocky would fight the whole fight, and that's the only way he could win was outlast the guy. You know, so you've got to be willing to go however many rounds it takes in order for you to get successful, and celebrate the minimal successes along the way. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the journey. Everything's not going to be great. I mean, it's going to be some hurdles that you have to climb, and hopefully, if you spend time with one another and spend time, you know, learning the cultural differences and the inner workings of law enforcement, the inner workings of city, you will understand, okay, as together we can get over this hurdle, you know, together collectively as a unit. But understand that you may be working for your children or your children's children, but it's got to start somewhere. And if you going with that type of mindset, I think you can be successful.
I also think that is critical, and one of the things that was major for the three of us was to getting involved in what they have here, the Police Citizens Academy. I believe every law enforcement, every police, every sheriff office, organization throughout the nation needs to have some sort of Citizens Academy where the citizens can go in and get the behind the scene inner workings of what it takes for law enforcement to engage the city, to police the city, what they're up against on a daily basis, what they face, the various things they come across, even from things such as how they go about when you make a call or a complaint about you believing there's a drug house down the street. They just can't go in there blazing guns, tearing the place up. They have to do surveillance. There has to be a certain amount of informants that come and get. So that was a huge element to us also, gaining trust by law enforcement, building that trust, gaining the respect, letting them see that we were serious about understanding them, and we were then able to explain to them some of the concerns we had from diversity training and all of those type of things, cultural diversity training, the cultural difference, the stereotypes. They were able to hear us as well as we being able to hear them. And so I think that's a critical next step. The other, and I'll say this, and I'm sure Manny's got something to say, I think another critical part is for leaders within the community to open up the community to allow law enforcement, city officials to come in and interact with the community in various ways. The three of us, we do block parties within our local community, and we invite fire, law enforcement, all the various city agencies are out, from sheriffs and that, and it gives them a great opportunity to interact within our community. Again, building trust. And so I think those things are critical to longevity, long-term success and longevity of the relationships with which we are building. So
I agree with what both these gentlemen have said. So what we've done, each of us has invested back into our community, invested back into our law enforcement. We've all held some sort of event where we've fed law enforcement either breakfast or lunch, and just had our different churches serve them. And so again, when you put the shoe on the other foot and the perspective has changed, you actually bridge the gap of perception, and the closer we get to each other, the more we're able to see from the other guy's perspective. I say this all the time: distance distorts perception, And the closer we can get to each other, the more we can realize, hey, this guy wants to go home to his family at the end of the night just as much as I do. He cares for his kids. He wants his kids to go to college just like I do. And so the more, the less proximity between the community and law enforcement actually cultivates a different view, actually a similar view, perspective on where we want to go and what we, and at the end of the day, we both want the best for our community, law enforcement and community members.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments, and I also want to know that you have made a powerful impact in my life, and I'm humbled to have worked with you, and I've learned a lot from you, so thank you so much.